everyone. I am Jyotsna Manikantan, and I'm here on this super important topic of career growth, and especially in the period that we refer to as the post-pandemic effort. Yes, the pandemic is almost done. It's on the backside of the exit process. So, what do we do as women, and how do we progress? And what is growth in this new world? Because it's a brand new world, and we are already living in it. So let me give you a quick introduction about myself, and thank you, Anna, for the first intro. So today I am Jyotsna Manikantan, a lead product manager with ADP. I'm in my 17th year of my career and 13th year with ADP. So, and the current role that I have is a role of high visibility, responsibility, and accountability. It's a growth that is through building tenure, building relationships, and how can we use where we are working today, the projects that we are working on, and the people we are working with to help us take the next steps. So yes, very much it did start from Chennai, India. And at a personal level, I do love, building on innovation and talent growth, especially the aspects of diversity and inclusion. 7 billion people in this world, and each of us unique in our different ways, means that our different perspectives can help us to be the best version of ourselves, working together with each other. That's the premise of how we are working together in our companies. And I find through my career journey, the only way anyone can do great work is to love what you do. So, and as women, many times early in my career, I've thought, how are women supposed to network when we have our responsibilities of family? We are committed to our work. We also have this commute aspect. So what is networking and how do we do it? And I found in my career journey that networking is not about after office hours. It's also about networking in the office by volunteering for a great cause. So at ADP, we're based in New Jersey as a corporate headquarters. We love to give back to the community. And here is a picture of me and my friends on another volunteering event where you can see while we volunteer to pack bags of food for, the much needed people, we also take it as opportunity to connect and support each other in our journeys. Career growth is not necessarily defined by our job title. Yes, we have been many times raised in a way that, we have to be we're told, oh, where is your promotion, where is the stuff, how is things happening, is there when is the next one, what is the growth? But growth is very different, and growth is not necessarily connected with the job title, and it is definitely not defined or limited me in my growth opportunities. Did start in India, and you can see started in technical writing, and as I was looking at what do I learn, am I getting daily exposures, I also found that's what is my first step. I can take the next step and then keep building into my career journey to see how far I can go and in what direction I choose to go for. So career very much is a journey. Sometimes early in our life, we think, okay, I got a job, whatever be the title, with whatever company, we think this is a destination. It is not a destination. If a human being has an average span of about 80 years, think about it. Do we know what we are going to be when we are 80 years old? Just a little bit too early, right? For those of us, especially in mid-careers and early careers, we actually want to see, how can you plan it? Do you know what you want to do for the next 2 to 5 years? And as you are learning and investing in that time, and understanding the business, the product, the work that you are doing, you are also growing personally and professionally. So what will you do from your future self that is 2 years, 5 years out in the future? So you want to keep an adaptive mindset. I find that a very important aspect of my learning and growth comes from reading amazing books. And one of the phenomenal books is What Got You Here Won't Get You There. You can check it out yourself. But the concept is everything that we went to school for, we went to college for, we got a job, and yes, we got, something yesterday, a promotion or whatever. Is that sufficient for us to our future path? And how is the future going to be? And how can we as women who have literally no time left, how do we go and prepare ourselves? So those become quests that each of us have to come together. And then you mix in the cultural perspective. Remember, I mentioned about diversity, inclusion. So there's a whole concept of culture. In the culture part of it, especially from being from Chennai, India, I could say like it's very standard rules. You keep doing your job, keep doing it, you get promoted, become a manager, then become a VP, whatever, and then it's done. And then you retire. But I choose to challenge myself and say, but what if that is not a path that I want to be? I don't want to be doing the same thing. I actually want to understand the business and try my hands at different aspects of the business. So here is an amazing chart that many of us might have seen recently on LinkedIn, and I think it's spot on. Each of us, especially each woman, has to choose what do you want to grow and how what direction you want to grow. There is no rule and there is no law that makes it illegal to say, I am a technical writer, that I must always be a technical writer and I must retire as a technical writer. That such a thing doesn't exist. It's a perception and it's a fallacy. We need to break it. We want to keep an open mind to say, if you are doing something today and you've been doing it for a period of time, that means you are now more aware of the business around you. And that way, you can choose to extend your arm and reach out to something around you. So, for example, if you're working in the QA testing environment, and but then you're understanding the product or you're understanding the analysis phase of it, reach out to see could there be an opportunity for you to be a business analyst or a product owner. So you want to start thinking of paths that are across and that can help you span and increase your breadth. Now, this is my very favorite slide as I was putting this together. And there are two things I personally love, my iPhone and then the beautiful green trees. I live in New Jersey and it's a garden state. There's a lot of greenery around. As working professionals, we say, okay, I'm a working mother, I'm commuting, I'm doing everything. I am the best version I'm here and I don't know what to do. I don't know where to grow. Where is that growth? And I don't want to be a manager. I'm not seeing a role that is posted to apply for. It is totally okay. It is totally okay. Because if you take, let's take the two analogies here. If you take the iPhone or a smartphone, Android, I'm an iPhone, so Android folks too, I love you guys, right? So if you look at the phone analogy, then you can look at the smartphone market is at its maturity. We got apps, we got awesome devices, we got great cameras, we got super duper apps. And I think there are more apps than possibly more people in the world today. But it doesn't stop them from, creating the next version, is it? They're always looking to see, can I increase the efficiency? Can I offer features? My app already exists, but can I add a feature to it to make it better? Can I improve the enhancements? So that if today when we started, you may all remember a few years back, we had the Fitbit, but now we have the Apple Watch, then we have the health app. Now it's all one connected to another and we can all start seeing, wow, we didn't think it, but somebody thought about it and today we have these cool features. And look at the other angle, look at the trees. We look at the trees in our home, our backyard, and when we go to see them all around us. And sometimes it gives us a perception that it is the same tree that I saw last year and I'm seeing this year. But wait a second, how is it possible if a year went by and I saw the tree last year, how could I be seeing the same tree again this year? There's something that I'm not necessarily seeing, is it? So you want to identify and look closely at how can we be better. It's the same tree standing in the same spot, but it is not necessarily the same version of the same tree that we are seeing. And we as individuals, with humility, we can accept that there is always opportunities to be a better version of ourselves, to create growth around us. So you want to see what is the problem you can solve, right, at work, so that you're going to create it. There is no knight in shining armor to say, hey, I need you, you're going to grow like this. There's nothing like that. That's fairy tales. And we are adults, so we'll take a better approach. We look at the opportunity that I drive my career. You drive your career. We drive our careers. So we can see that there is some things around us that can be better. So you want to identify a focus area. Think again and see, like, okay, if I use the same example of, the QA analyst, or in my role as a product manager, I want to see, okay, great, I worked on this awesome project with my group of friends, and we did this, we had these objectives, we had these key results, we had these goals. Yes, we did it, and we came close to what we set out to do. But then you want to reflect on yourself. You want to reflect and see, is there an opportunity that we possibly missed? Didn't we remember that particular client feedback? And how can that particular feedback, if we ponder on it a little bit more, become an opportunity for us to enhance? And you want to be able to do that kind of a proactive approach to think and identify those areas. And let's say it's about numbers. We rolled out a product, we rolled out releases, it's cool. But what are the statistics? How many clients are using it? Is your product successful? What is the amount of feedback? Are the feedback positive? Is it working for them? Or is it like, you really don't know how to understand it and see the game? In which case, as a product manager, I would find that I need to learn about predictive analytics, and I'm going to be looking for it. So I'm thinking again of the problem that I worked on, a project. I'm going a little bit deeper to see what I need to do. And I'm going to create my opportunities through predictive analytics, and it's coming together. So when you walk around and you see in spring and in fall, you see the trees are shedding their leaves and having these green sprouts, think again, because it is not the same tree that was existing there in the same spot for 20 years. It's actually different, and there are new growth, and in time, it becomes your comfort zone. I want to stop for a second and pivot into a concept that is very, very popular and relevant for all of us and our companies that we are working for. We have gone through a pandemic where almost everything is digital. This part of our life has been that we can order milk on Instacart, and I have never dreamt that I could do it in my life. But yes, milk comes on Instacart. So what had happened in the background while we all stayed harder inside our house is that all our companies, all our employers, all around us, there has been a rapid acceleration of digital technologies. Everything that happened in person, from clothing shopping to shoe shopping, and going from, to getting milk from the store, it's coming to you, it's getting delivered. So that whole digital e-commerce economy is now online. And our organizations, while we work remotely, also had to adapt their practices. So as we look to return to the offices and our companies, we reflect back to say, the year has been great, there has been learnings, but how are we going to look at ourselves in the future? Now you bring in the analogy of the phone. We have come this far in digital space. What is our next? And are our people going to be ready for it? That's the business problem. That's what companies are trying to solve for. We as women, we can be better. We can, we have limited time, but we are also the most creative people. So knowing that particular strength of ours, we want to invest in intentional learning. You want to think about what you're doing today. If you love the space that you're doing, fantastic. Keep at it, yet you have to find what is the new thing happening in that space. And you want to also be mindful of, time, and you're going to go there. Let's say you want to change your career, you want to pivot. You then want to also see how you can, adapt for it. Let's say from QA to business analysis, then you want to identify those skills and you want to learn. And the whole world shifting, you want to say, how can I, as a working mother, and and if you're studying and working as well, how can you manage it? So you want to do micro levels. You want to create a plan that you can sustain, and please don't burn out. There's no ask of burning out. It doesn't work, right? Think of a plan like you go for a walk. Can you do something? Can you give yourself a little time? And you want to plan for growth burst. Like, can you, for the next 3 months, think of working on a particular, getting a new skill? And there are different ways to do it. Maybe for some people, they have the time. They can, they can do it like, they can go all in for a month. go to the end of the universe and get those skills and certification. It's not necessarily a model that works for everybody. So you want to be, adaptive to what will work for you. You don't want to feel bad that you couldn't complete your plan. You want to feel awesome that you did it, that you will have the energy to continue. And the way I look at it and the way I built my career is I want to identify what is the need of the hour skills. If it is about data analytics, there is so much you can go and Google. If I'm living on the smartphone ordering milk on Instacart and listening to my music, the same smartphone can help me search for free courses on Python or AI or whatever it be. I can read through, I can listen to podcasts while I do my laundry or when I drive somewhere. I can listen to audiobooks, and those become inputs to my mind, which will then say, Jyotsna, because you listened to that particular TED Talk and because you read that blog, I think you can change the way you're working slightly differently for a better outcome. So those become inputs. Now there are online courses. I totally love LinkedIn Learning. They offer, especially for the pandemic, many institutions like LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, they offer free courses all towards digital empowerment. And many of those courses are free. All that you have to do is ask our good friend Google and search on your smartphone to find what it is. And if there are some things offered by your company, go for it. Ask for your manager to support you. And that way, make it like learn something that's relevant, recent, and you can apply. If you want to do a long-term, like 10-year PhD, sure thing, that's a longer path. But that's definitely not going to be something that's going to help you in the shorter term. So you want to have a short-term focus while you create your long-term plan. Don't go it alone. Career is a journey, and we can only see so much around us. If you can work with your manager, they are people like us and having a lot more responsibilities. Just be kind on yourself, be kind on them. If you can recruit your manager and find a mentor, you can share your aspirations and ask for their guidance. They know of projects that are out there, especially your managers and your mentors who you build those relationships with, right? They can guide you and coach you because they have walked those walks, and that's important. You also want to be the person, as women, we have struggled, and that struggles are real, that we don't get the necessary recognition for our work. So you want to look at how you can reach out to other people, be it LinkedIn, be it this Women Tech Network, which is phenomenal. I'm totally loving it. I'm sure you all are too, right? Connect with the people, see what is going on and give the credit. See if you can volunteer for a local chapter. Can you build your network and that way take it forward? And someone asked a question like, how can I do this all in the pandemic? And here it is from the SHRM. If you look for all of this, it says there is always a way to raise your hand, be proactive, and that way support each other in their journey. I have a whole list of books. I'm going to work with Anna to see how I can put it together or write a blog and share it.
Make sure to take a screenshot of this list. That is a huge, powerful list of some really cool books I see here.
Thank you.
Online learning platforms.
Yes. And I have a tip for all of us women too. There are a lot of books. Books take time because people wrote wonderful stuff. It takes time. We necessarily may not have it. So the visual book summaries, Google up productivity gain. You can get the best of every book under 10 minutes. And this is awesome because your brain is super powered and you are amazing. So you want to believe in yourself. And you want to believe in yourself to walk up to your manager and ask them, please tell me how I can grow. Please tell me how I can help. And that way, have the conversation. Don't wait for perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. It's only in the movies and fairy tales. Be yourself, be awesome, and be bringing it all together. Thank you, Anna, for giving the opportunity. I think we just might be close to time. Happy to connect on the chat and be there to answer any questions. And reach out to me definitely on LinkedIn. Definitely, happy to help in any part. We're all in this together. Take care.